Hi everyone, my name is Otis. You're welcome to Otalium's Academy. So today we have a very interesting and exciting topic today. So we'll be looking at how site speed influence ranking and user experience. So this is absolutely very important if you own a blog or you own a website. So I'm going to walk you through the different steps on how to increase your site ranking and how to improve your user experience. So, but before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to my the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get an alert when we release our new video. So I'm just going to get started right now. So if you've tuned in, so our topic also today is how to improve your site ranking and user experience by increasing or decreasing your site speed. So I'm just going to jump right in to go through to some of those things we have today. So we are starting with why site speed is important. So if you are watching me today and you own a website or you have a blog, and you will agree with me that the site speed is absolutely important for different reasons. One is that it has a huge impact on your SEO. So your SEO plays key role in terms of your visibility. It is the science behind your visibility, why people can find you on the internet. So that's why it's so important. And the site speed plays a huge role in visibility. So this is a ranking factor. It's one of the most sought Google ranking factor, and that is why it is very important. And Google has recently rolled out a mobile first index going forward in the recent last algorithm update. So, and the next one is the impact on user experience. So, and conversion. So the user experience is the ability of your prospective customers or clients or audience to be able to navigate through your website without difficulty. And if your site is slow in loading, it impacts that user experience, because the essence why we publish our website or our blog is just to get enough traffic, is just to have people to come to our website and to convert, or maybe conversion is of different type. One is you filling out some forms on your website. That's part of conversion. Of they are subscribing to your services. That's also That's also a conversion. Or they are also making purchase on your website. That is also part of conversion. So a fast loading site enhances the user experience and encourages repeat visit. When I mean repeat visit, if a customer experiences if their experience is good on your website, they are likely going to come back, and that is why it is very important that your site speed and a faster website faster. If your website loads faster, then the overall conversion rate will be high. That is, more people will actually subscribe to your service and buy your product. So I'm going to then the impact on it also has an impact on your social ad. So if you're running ad on Facebook, you're running ad on Instagram, you're running ad on any other social platform. So it is very important, the site speed, because most people don't know. Let's take Facebook, for instance. The Facebook algorithm actually prioritizes user experience and favor high site speed when it comes to ad. So you find out that we might be running the same ad. And I'm having high click-through rate, and I'm also having more conversion. The reason is that because Facebook is or other social network, they are profit-making organizations, so they just want to make money. So the ad that gives them the higher mileage, that's the one they are just going to prioritize to actually show to the audience, because the more people, the higher the click-through rate of the higher the click-through rate, the more Facebook, the more they make more money on your ad. So that's why it's very, very important. So you can actually be spending money and you're not getting enough traffic, you're not getting enough conversion. So they are interrelated. It is very, very important. Then also you're talking on impact on also paid search. So paid search is you're paying for the traffic that comes to your website. That's what the paid search is all about. So the most affordable and cost-effective rate for your keyword bidding. So if you are paying for ad either on Google or other network, so it goes through a bidding system like your keyword. Your keyword goes through a bidding system. That's why when you're using keyword research tools, it tells you this keyword is highly competitive and the rate is high. So it goes through this bidding system. So, and that is determined also by the quality of your landing page, the quality score. So if your quality score is low, so that's going to impact on your paid search. So this is the reason why it is very, very important for you to pay attention to this metric. It has helped me, and I just launched a new blog and I'm just using it to test run this. And when I launched it, it was at 0 SEO, no ranking, and the page speed was actually low. So this was just for me to actually test it. And I did it, and I optimized the speed, and now it's ranking about the speed is about 98%. So that's to show you that it is very, very important, because if your site load, if the load time is low, what happens is that you have a high bounce rate. So people are going to leave your website because they don't have that time to wait for your site to load. Do you remember any time that you go into a website and the website is taking time to load, So, and you have alternatives. So what happened? You're going to abandon that site to move to a different site or a competitive site that offer the same service that you are looking for. So page speed is very, very important. I've heard it from different circles that people tend to undermine the page speed. Take Google ranking and take other search engine ranking aside. So what is that user experience that I'm on your website and it's taking me time for me to find the information that I'm looking for when I have thousands and millions of alternatives out there? So that's the way you are going to look at it, because most time we over or underestimate it, trying to make a comparison about SEO visibility. And that is why it is very, very important. That's why I'm bringing this silent point today. It is one of also the most sought signal by Google for the ranking purpose. If you look at now in the last recent update, Google update, so they're looking at they've been transitioned to mobile indexing, and also. And this is also part of that core vital. So we're going to, as I progress through the presentation, I will be looking at the different factors and how we can actually improve on our user experience. I just want you to stay tuned, because I have quite a lot to talk about as we progress along this presentation. So if you have a question, also don't forget to actually send in your question. So we'll make sure that we go through all the questions. So we're going to talk about the Google requirements. So in the last algorithm update, so you might have seen Google call Vital, which is a metric for Google for ranking on search engine. When I talk about ranking, I'm actually talking about your position on Google and other search engine. So if you are browsing for information, you put in a keyword. A keyword is like, for example, I'm looking for a plumber. If I put the plumber on my web browser, so the search engine algorithm pulls out relevant information to answer my query, because I'm asking for that information. So it pulls out those information to me, and I begin to go through that and see the one that actually meet my search intent, or what I intend, my intention. So that's when I click into that. But there's a science behind that. So that science behind it is where we talk about SEO These are some of those components when we talk about the page speed, because the reason what happened, why there are so many factors that Google and other search engine put into consideration when they are actually looking for that information. So like I said, that is a science, because Google is actually looking at that user experience. So, and one of those components is actually the site speed, and that is what we are actually discussing today. So to tell you how important is your search speed. So if you look at the science behind how Google populate information when users query for that information, so this is one of the key factor, the signal that Google is looking for on your website. So it's very, very important for you to pay attention to it. So, so the part of the Google requirement, which is that has been embedded into the Google Core Vitals metrics. So there's what we call the first input delay. So the first input delay, this, you might not actually know this science if you're a novice on when it comes to a Google algorithm, understanding how Google projects some different sites on its first page while your site is not on that first page. There are so many factors that are responsible for that. So in Google's latest algorithm update, that's what we call the first input delay, which has been embedded into the Google Core Vitals. The time your server is able to respond quickly to visitors' interaction. So what does that mean? If you go on the website, this is the correlation. I'm trying to link that correlation between your site speed and how Google projects answer your query. So one of those factors is that there are some web hosts that are slow. So this is also one of those important information that you have to look at. If you watch my previous videos, I talked about the impact of web hosting, how it impacts your user experience. So you can just search for those videos, and that will also give details about what the host server. So the time your server is able to respond quickly to visitors interaction is actually very, very important. And if you're a site owner or you're a blog owner, you should be looking out for these metrics. If when you run your speed analysis and your first input delay is higher than 300, then that should be a concern. So I put FID less than 300. Sorry, this is supposed to be FID greater than 300 should be a concern. If it is over 300, you should be concerned, because that could be impacting on your user experience. So try to make it, if you are able to reduce it to 100 or less, so your site will be very, very good. So you're going to pass this website speed test, and which is also part of the Google ranking, like I said, the requirement, which is very, very good. So this things I'm talking, the first input delay is in the last Google algorithm. So if you have not read about the Google algorithm, please try to read that, because that will actually guide you during your optimization process, because it changes every time. And Google algorithm update, Google and other search engine algorithm update is actually very, very regular. So try as much as possible to acquaint yourself on that. And also, I've made a video about Google algorithm update, so for 2020. So you can also check my previous videos for that. That gives a lot of details about understanding this component, like the Google Core Vitals. It was detailed. So there's what we call the largest contentful paint. So this is also is a new term that Google has actually introduced as part of its requirement for ranking your website. So what does that mean? It means that improving your website total load time, as well as image sizes. You're talking about your JavaScript, your CSS, and also reduce third-party script. So these are a little bit technical terms, but when you're analyzing it, I also talked about that in my video also. So when you're analyzing that, so it gives you, so that when you're going through your analytical report, so you will understand what you need to pay attention to. Or if you are sourcing your page speed, load time for someone to help you to improve it, so you know the key metrics that you are looking for. So when you get that report, you'll be able to assess and look at, okay, I think this score is good, this score is not good. So if your largest contentful paint, if it is above 3 seconds, then you should be consigned. You should be consigned. So that's why it's very, very important. Like I said, so all these contribute to bad user experience. So to fix that user experience, you need to regularly run your speed test and other website tests to actually, it's just like in a normal situation where you do your normal regular health routine that you see your physician. So it is very, very important because your website is your contact point. When you're sleeping, that's where your customers, your target audience are actually interacting with your website. So you're not there to actually see what is going on. But what you can do, you can actually prevent these bottlenecks from impacting your website. So, but if you have a question, okay, I think let me just go through that. Just give me 1 minute. Let's see, here's some contribution. Okay, okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, let's continue with that. And so I talked about the fix your user experience. So this, please pay attention to this largest contentful paint. So most people don't know this terminology, especially I don't blame you for that. So if you're new in digital marketing, they might be new to you, but in the last Google algorithm, Google changes how it ranks website, how it makes your website to appear on its first page. And everyone wants to be on the first page of Google. Do you know why you want to be on the first page of Google? Because you make more sales and you get more traffic. So I can't overemphasize that. I've said that over and over in my past videos. So, and I'm still saying it now. So I'm still going to move forward to the tools to measure your site speed. So we've talked about the problems of that the problem that comes with low website speed. But now it is important for you to actually diagnose those problems, to actually know what those problems are. It's just like if you're a physician, so you need to carry out some tests before you begin to recommend medication. So that's the first step that you have to accomplish if you are a website owner or you are a blog owner. So one of those tools that you can use is actually the GTmetrix. So this GTmetrix is very, very important. So it analyzes the performance of your site and actually provide details, actionable recommendation on how to improve your site speed. So then that's where you're going to see, if you run the analysis on GTmetrix, so you're going to be seeing this large contentful, you're going to see this Google Core Vitals in the speed index. So then you now begin to look at it. So the one that you should be concerned about are the one that have the red. So if it's telling you red, so you need to do something about it. If it is green, that means you're on track. So pay attention to that. So probably I'll try to just go run GTmetrix on one of the blog that we just launched recently. Then we'll move into Google Page Speed. So the Google Page Speed actually, the Page Speed Insight actually provide two types of data. You're talking about the feed data, which looks at the historical. This is just historical data about how your visitors are actually interacting with your site. Though it's not available for new websites. If your website is new or with low traffic, so you might not be, this information might not be available for you. Then you have also the lab data for that comes with the Google Speed Google Page Speed Insight, and that is what we call the lab data. That's the performance score based. So it tells you it ranks your, it gives you a kind of ascribes some score to your website. So if you are below 50, if you are below 50, So you should be concerned about the visibility of your website, about the user experience of your website. So then you need to do something to actually improve on that. So another one that you have to pay attention, because the Google speed may not actually give you a full insight about the performance, the general performance of your website. So it actually also has its limitation. Now you want to be specific, because most time we run our speed test on our landing page, on our destination page. But your web test tool offers more details on page analysis. So you can actually go through that information. So these are actually some, I will go through the first one that I'm just going to run through will be on the GTmetrix. So the GTmetrix, I'm just going to see. I'm going to see the GTmetrix. So if you're following me, so I'm just going to run the GTmetrix test for now. So I misspelled it so that you see how it works. So these are very, very important for your site. Don't just leave your site and okay, GTmetrix. So I'm just going to go to this. This is a website speed optimization test. So I'm going to run this. This is a new blog that was just published. We're using it to test run. And so you see how, so you're going to run the test. So we're running the test, it's running. So I'm going to run the test. So I'll bring that in. So if you're following me, you can actually log into just type GTmetrix on your browser. So I think I'm having a little bit hard time bringing it in. So you can, so it's not letting me bring it now. So when you go into your browser, just going to, while you're doing that, so I'm just going to run through from my analysis what it's giving me. So it gives you the latest performance report and the pace score, the pace scores, then which is the pace speed score and the slow score. So why are these important? Also, your fully loaded time, the time that it takes to load on the browser. So these are very, very important. So you're going to see the average landing page redirect. And if it fails, that means you just have to check your target. It becomes a high priority. You might want to check with your web host. Then you have the leverage browser caching. Then you have the server response from your consistent URL. Then you have the optimized pages, minified JavaScript. So I'm going to come back to that. So sorry that I just couldn't bring it in. So that's why I'm just giving you that information for you to actually want, so you know what you are measuring when you are running a speed test on your website. It's absolutely very, very important. If you have not been doing that, please just do that. So I've just highlighted, there are also numerous tools that you can use, but I've just highlighted these popular tools that I've used in the past, and it worked for me. So that's why I'm just bringing it in. So let's move into the next one. So if you're just joining us, we are working on page speed, how to improve the performance of the speed of your website. So it plays a huge role on your revenue. It plays a big role on your sales. It plays a huge role in driving traffic to your website, because the load time, like I said, it enhances the user experience. So now we've talked about the problem, and we've talked about we've been able to identify we've talked also how to identify those problems, and now we're going to look at how to fix this problem. So which is tagged improving your website speed. So one of the first thing that we're looking at is actually caching. So the caching actually help in reducing queries and improving your page load speed. And just like we do caching on our web browser, sometimes you're using your computer and you find out that you're unable to actually, if you have visited the tons of websites, and those websites are like stored on your browser. So, and you want to delete those caches so that you won't be getting, so you'll be able to get updated information, because the computer has a way of storing those information. So you're still getting, I remember one time that I was just trying to book for an airline ticket. So, and I was seeing a different information, different from what other people are saying. So when I tried to click that, there was a promo that the company is actually running, and I was just calling that I can't see that information. But then I was okay, wait a minute, let me clear my cache. So I went into my system, I cleared the cache, and once I did that, I refreshed the system, I refreshed my computer, and I was able to get the new updated information on the website. The same thing, the same way it works with your website. So we also have different videos on how to clear your cache. So make sure that the cache is cleared and the page information is updated on a regular basis to avoid the outdated content, just like as I've actually explained. Because if your site is projecting outdated content, that will also impact on your user experience. So there's what also called the compression, the compression. So it's just as simple as the word compression goes. It's just an easy way to save your bandwidth. Compressing website files actually makes it smaller by stripping out redundant, non-relevant piece of information that your browser or your search engine sends to a visitor's web browser when they are requesting for an information. So if you are using WordPress, you can actually use the upload the gzip plugin, and that will help to compress your files, your images, and some other outdated content on your file. So another one. So if you're joining us, so what we're talking about is how website speed influence your site performance, and affect your ranking, and also affect the user experience. And these have a negative impact on your visibility on the internet, because search engines are looking for sites that meet the requirement. So they want they want an enhanced user experience for their visitors, those who are using using the search engine. So they want that. So what they do, they prioritize the website or blogs that meet this requirement. So you can see how important it is. That's why I lay more emphasis on your site speed. It's very, very important. So optimizing your plugins and your theme. Sometimes you have some themes that are really heavily loaded, and that comes with its disadvantage. So not that the site, because the site is loaded with all the features, but sometimes those could actually affect your load time. It's just like the amount of security. I don't know if you have gone through through like the airport sometimes, and you find out that when there are security policy changes, or something is happening around the world, you now see the large queues as people walk through the security point. So you see that because they've added additional security features, and that actually affect the speed of service. So not that it's bad, but the only thing is that when that begin to affect the when it comes to like the website, it begin to affect the user experience, begin to the customers, because there are numerous alternatives, and no customer have the time, or user or a browser have the time to waste waiting for your time to load. So what happened, that's when you begin to see high bounce rate on your site, and high bounce rate is a negative signal. So when your page is having high bounce rate, so what happened? Google will will not populate that site. So they begin to feel that something is actually wrong with that web page. So that's why it's absolutely important when you are optimizing your site for speed. So you need to pay attention to those metrics, and I just can't overemphasize it. So the next one actually is actually minimizing your redirects. So redirect is not bad. So sometimes it might be probably you've done a site migration, or you've done a kind of update, and you want to. There are some pages which you've really worked on, so and is already populating on search engine. So you want to redirect that page to the current page. But when it is too much, or too many redirects, reduces your site speed and load time. So not that it is bad, but it has a negative impact on your site speed. And once that starts happening, then that's the big problem. Then you begin to see a high bounce rate, and high bounce rate is not good for your user experience. So if you have a question, if you want help on how to improve your site speed, so don't forget to send us an email, as I'm going to project that information. So I think I'm coming to the end of this presentation for today, this tutorial, and so we'll be here to actually help you. And also, if you also want to learn more about my on-page experience, which also include these how to improve your page speed. I have a book called The Ultimate Guide to On-Page Optimization for Beginners. So if you're a newbie on website building, if you're a newbie on digital marketing, or you're just starting your online business, you just own your website or your blog, so you can actually go to Amazon. So it's one of the it's selling so fast, and I've gotten quite a lot of good feedback about from those who have actually gone through that ebook. So you can also visit my website, TheTalentAcademy.com. So this actually is focused on how to improve your website experience, how to drive traffic to your website, how to drive traffic to your YouTube channels, and how to improve your overall online presence. So you can also visit us on Facebook. And I just want to say thank you for spending your time with us today. And I just want to say have a great day. I really appreciate you logging on to actually follow us into this presentation. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to send us an email. So we have an email on display. So our contact information is there. So you can send us an email and we'll respond as soon as possible. So again, I just want to say thank you for watching.